The UK is to lift the ban on debit card use on gaming machines. We're going to read into this more from the Financial Times, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article from the Financial Times with the headline of the UK is to lift the ban on debit card use on gaming machines. The move's design is to boost physical venues under pressure from online betting. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and share it across social media so others are notified of this video. Now, this piece is a very short piece, but I wanted to talk a bit about this anyway because I saw this and I really wanted to have a little quite a discussion about this because for a long time now, obviously, those arcade machines that we have on our beaches and places around, dotted around the UK, they all obviously don't have debit cards installed in them. They're all a case of you have to have money, and then obviously many machines they have the change machine where you put your where you put your card in or whatnot, and then obviously you have like the 2p machines and all the kind of machines you need for coins, obviously. So the concept behind this is obviously to try and drive less people online and more people to come into the arcades and that to spend more cash, basically, because they don't want people spending as much online. Now, there's also a catch-22 to doing this as well, because while I would welcome more done to alleviate people betting online, I don't like the fact that we're looking at making people gamble more by making it easier for people to use their debit cards to gamble as well. So it's a double-edged sword for me when I'm talking about this, because like this is the same application of applying this when I think about shopping and competition when it comes to like online shopping as it is to retail shopping. Like my personal grief is that we should charge people. Is that there should be some kind of tax that people should pay more for online shopping than it is to actually go physically shopping, because you want to encourage more people to go shop, as in shop on the high streets and whatnot. But there's a lot of people in society that just don't do it, and there's obviously, I know there's the argument that some people just don't have time because of it in their lives, and I get that as well. But we also need to look at but I also look at it from that point of view as well, that how can we make more people do that. Now, obviously, we're talking about a gambling industry here as well, and I like me and my partner sometimes when we go down to these beaches and whatnot and places and things like that, we always go into the odd arcade machine and spend a little bit, just a bit of fun and whatnot on these machines and whatnot. Don't spend a lot whenever we do it. It's very, very, very rare, but I still see, obviously, in certain places, certain arcades, I still see families going in them and using them. I've seen some really busy, and I've seen some really empty. And I guess it depends on the type of year and whatnot. I guess, around autumn, winter, maybe they're just not as busy, and obviously during the summertime, they should get in more money. But is it a good idea to basically have like a debit card there where they can just simply keep tapping their machine? And are we not? Is that a good idea? Like I don't like, it may boost physical venue, but is that going to do anything to stop people betting online still? If I'm honest, I don't think it's going to affect online betting at all. That's just my premise when I think about this. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it will drive more people to come in as well. But I'm a bit torn on this because, like, I'm worried that it will cause people to gamble more. My worry is that it will cause people to gamble more, and I do think we have a gambling problem in the UK anyway. I don't think we do enough to crack down on it. That's my personal opinion, especially when you have football shirts having their names on the front of them, for example, as well. I don't think enough is done to crack down on it whatsoever in the whole of the UK. Never mind just England. But yeah, I'm just on terms of like small arcade like and whatnot. Is it a good idea? And are we at the point where less people are using money and more people are using their debit card as well? That's another question I think as well we need to ask. So the UK is to lift the ban on the use of debit cards on gaming machines in casinos, pubs and other venues in a move to boost a physical gambling industry under pressure from online betting. So the Department of Culture, Media and Sport said that it will allow transactions of up to £100 a time and require account verification such as a use of chip and pin to protect players. It will retain a ban on the use of credit cards. That would make sense, but and transactions up to £100 a time, well, someone's going to use £100 and they're going to put in another £100, aren't they? If they wanted to keep going. The measure will set out on Thursday as part of a drive to modernise decades-old gambling regulations. I do think then there needs to be some reforms within the gambling industry. The removal of the debit card ban would strike an appropriate balance between regulation applicable to modern payment methods, consumer benefit and protection of the licensing objectives the department has said. The Gambling Commission will also consult a protection measure such as imposing the minimum time between transactions and the triggering of staff alerts when limits are reached. The Commission has said after a 2021 survey that cash was viewed as the best way to maintain control over gambling spend. I agree with that. The liberalisation of the gambling machine rules comes as the government moves to level the playing field between physical gambling locations and online betting. You could do something about online betting. You could make it tougher, and you could impose. I don't see why we can't do something like impose some kind of taxes or whatnot about websites and whatnot to people who bet online, and obviously make it cheaper for people going to shops and whatnot. Why can we not do something like that? Can we not do something like that instead? Like that. That's kind of how I feel. The ban on digital payments was viewed by the gaming industry as a disadvantage to casinos against online rivals, where cashless payments flow freely. Stuart Andrew, the Minister for Sport, Gambling and Civil Society, said in a statement that while the current prohibition set in 2007 was intended to protect players, some sectors, particularly machines in pubs, are seeing business disappear because customers do not carry cash. It's true that some customers don't carry cash. That is true. But that's why they have machines there where you can literally take money out and then you can just spend to your heart's content in there. We will help future-proof the industry by removing this prohibition subject to appropriate behaviour protections being put in place, he added. Other measures to bolster land-based venues include enabling casinos to offer more machines and allowing arcades and bingo halls to have a higher number of bigger stake gaming machines. Casino operator Rank Group welcomed the lifting of the cashless ban and the increased number of slot machines. Its shares rose 6% after the announcement. We look forward to improving the customer propulsion in our venue, said John O'Reilly, the chief executive. Adam Rivers, managing director of Alves and Marshall, a consultancy, said cashless payments at casinos were a real positive step that followed the good practice in other jurisdictions and would cater to changing consumer demand. Matt Zalcarson, director of Clean Up Gambling, the campaign group, said permitting debit card directly on gaming machines would present significant risk. He added that the government should only allow cashless payments through a digital smartphone wallet, which could have enabled limits on the size of a bet. Yeah, I think there needs to be a lot more. I think, in my opinion, there needs to be more consultation about this. It would be interesting to read more. I think there needs to be plenty of consultation about this. While I understand that if they're trying to say the gambling industry is suffering and we need to do something about it. Well, is this really a priority? Considering everything that's going on, is this something that is a priority? Are the betting industries, are the gambling industries really struggling? Is a question that I really want to put. For those of you who regularly bet in places, even if it's just a little bit every now and then, in your betting areas or your bookies or your pubs or using these machines, do you generally feel that these companies are struggling financially? Because I really don't. I do think more needs to be done to tackle online gambling. I absolutely 100% agree more needs to be done there. But is this is you being allowed to use a debit card, and obviously restricting the limit on it helps, But is this going to make the difference? My fear, which is what Matt said here, would present significant risks. My fear is that it will encourage more people. It can encourage people to spend more time. It will encourage people who are gambling too much. That will enable them to gamble more. That's my fear on this as well. I mean, I can get it from like the simple basic arcade machines and whatnots, but yeah, there is massive risks to this as well. I'm very torn on this one because a part of me is like I want to me, I don't feel like this is going to solve the issue with regards to online gambling in any way, shape, or form, and I feel like you're just opening up more ways for people to be able to gamble in shops and whatnot, but you're not solving the issue of reducing the amount of people going online. Like, not in my opinion. I don't think it's going to make a difference for online gambling, because that's the reason they're doing this. But they're also saying that some of these places are struggling as well. And I don't want them. I don't want these places struggling. I really don't. I want them to do well. What I mean, let me just be clear here about arcades. I'm not talking about the casinos because they make lots of money. I'm talking about some of the arcade places on some of the coasts and whatnot that have the hockey and whatnot and all these kind of stuff here. And I'm just wondering, why can we not just have a machine in there where they can simply put their card in and then they can get whatever money they want? Why? So you see what I mean? This is a hard one, guys. But I want to know what you guys honestly think. What do you guys think about this story? What do you guys think about debit cards being allowed to use on arcade machines, on gaming machines, in these places? Let me know your thoughts about these in the comment section down below. If you're outside the UK, let me know what the laws apply around them as well, and your thoughts as well in the comment section down below. Curious to see what some people think about this. If you found this video informative, please hit the like button. Greatly appreciate it. Share it across social media so others are notified of this video, and subscribe because it really does help support the channel. And if you want to go one step further, financially support me and the work that I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p, or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content as well. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope to catch you all very, very soon.